Today we are talking about working out, diet, exercise, how that fits into your life. What are your thoughts about it? Have you created a positive framework around it, or is it something that seems to always cause distress in your life? This is the You Don't Own Me podcast, and I'm Juliana J., your host, and let's talk about it. So we already did an episode on exercise where we were talking about how sometimes, I was explaining how sometimes my workout routine will get really crazed. Like, it's never enough. I always have to do more. I'm always comparing myself to everybody else. I don't have a positive body image. So the whole impetus for working out has a lot to do with looking a certain way, which is really, really a toxic way of looking at it for me. And I would get so crazed about my workout routine that I would forgo doing fun stuff with friends and other people, because I can't do that at 5. I go to the gym from 5 to 6:30 every weekday, and I can't not do that, or, getting up and I used to get up like really early and go to the gym at 5 o'clock before I went to work, and it was just wearing me down, but I had to do it. I got really just obsessed with it into a place where it was no longer joyful for me. And that's what the other podcast is about, creating joy in your workout. So go check that out. If you all put a link at the end, and I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, take a look at that if you're kind of feeling the same way. Today, we're kind of talking about what can we do to really identify our, workout, exercise routine, diet, etc. How can we kind of work that into something that works for us? A lot of times I found in my life that whatever workout routine I had was not in sync with the rest of my life, and so I would be trying to work in going to the gym or running or something like that into a life that was almost in opposition of that, and it just became this situation where there was no happiness in anything, So I think there's a few things we need to do if we want to get in a place where our exercise is positive for us and actually nourishes us and empowers us and enlivens us, rather than something that is, become this huge chore or has become so big in your life you can't have other things enter into it, or it is becoming challenging for other people you want in your life. Like if you're really, really competitive and you go to the gym with your significant other and you're competing with them very intently, and so that anything that they are doing on their level, they don't feel like they measure up, then you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of working out together, So one thing I think is to try to let go of that belief system out there that you have to be better than other people. For me, this really started when I started training for a marathon. And then I realized, I didn't really know this before because I just ran for fun, And then I realized, like, what? I have to run a certain minute mile, what? Our time matters when we run this, half marathon or 5K or whatever. And I've got to be competing with my time all the time and my time with other people and in my age group and all this kind of other stuff that I didn't realize was associated with running, because prior to that, I was just running because it was, I guess, fun, but also trying to lose weight or whatever it is, stay in shape. And it became like this big competition. And then that bled into everything else I did exercise wise, as far as it being just this competition with random people at the gym or whatever. I'm going to lift more weights than this person who's on there now. And, all this weird competition stuff. So I think there's some element where some competition can be really fun for people, but to keep it in a space where it is fun. If it's no longer fun, then it's not working for you anymore. So keep it at a level where it's not over the top. I just took it totally over the top in that I can never have a bad run. Every run I go on has to be better than the last one I went on by like a couple seconds, a minute, whatever, and that's, I guess, great when you're pushing yourself to do something, and it's sort of in a healthy sense, but that was not healthy for me. I shouldn't have been doing that. I don't even know why I was doing that. It's just, I started doing it and that's what I'm doing, So to just really give some thought into competition and what does that mean to you, and where is it in what in the range is healthy for you, and where do you want to stay? You also have to let go of the programming that's out there that your workout needs to be totally intense, and you need to be, you have to be doing like 70 pull-ups on the pull-up bar, but you can't do a push-up, well, you need to do like 100 a day and, whatever. You don't have to, have a six-pack. You don't, unless that's really some goal and it's bringing you a lot of joy to get a six-pack, then that's different. But if you feel like society is telling you need a six-pack, so you better go do that, then that should have some reflection to it. Is that what of course, everybody wants to be totally incredible looking, but is it the cost of other things that you might enjoy more, So you kind of have to sort of get that in check. And does it really matter? Does it really matter? Maybe not. So just, not really subscribing to the super intense workout kind of mindset where you have to just be crazy cardio all the time and you can never eat bread. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area in California, and I can't imagine not eating bread because it's incredible bread here, like what, I would not want to be on any kind of regime where I couldn't eat bread because bread's awesome, So it's just kind of working out what those things are for you. And do you need to subscribe to this extreme diet or that extreme diet? If you're really a foodie, but if you really, really love food, how does that play in? You have to find some balance there. What if you're a baker and you love baking all these incredible desserts and pastries, is being on an extreme diet going to take away the joy of this other thing that you find joyous, So you have to kind of put it in a balance of what brings you joy and where is your workout routine going to fall in there, and how is your workout routine going to support the things you find joyous. So, it's finding a balance with that, and it's also acceptance to yourself that it's okay, you aren't, the workout phenomena of the century, and you're not the one with the most muscles everywhere you go, and, you can't on a dime run 50 miles, maybe that's okay for you if you like these other things. If you want to go to a wedding and eat the wedding cake, maybe that's more important to you than extreme calorie counting, and finding a balance. Now, there's this whole health aspect that works into your workout routine and diet and everything. I completely understand that. Of course, if you have a special diet or something of that nature, or there's a special health issue at play, that's different. And you should consult your doctor about finding balance. So, but for me, I don't have those things. I'm just trying to find a balance with it so I can feel good. It's also, I did this exercise that was really helpful for me. So I wrote down, what am I really exercising for? What are my goals? I wrote that down. I am exercising for, to look good, to be able to do things I like to do, to get more upper body strength so I can surf. That's always been a big goal of mine, but I do not have great upper body strength, to not have so many aches and pains or whatever, to sleep better, those types of things, and then I have, okay, here is why I'm exercising for these certain things. Okay. What type of workout schedule would bring me happiness? Now, obviously, probably you're saying, oh, 0 workout hours. And, I would magically be whatever it is whatever my goals are, and maybe that's not true for you. So you are going to have to put some time frame in there. And what is it? What actually legit works for your schedule? If you have to get up at 3 a.m. to exercise and it's killing you before you go to a 10-hour workday, and then you come home to the kids and you do a bunch of stuff and you watch other people's kids, and then you're asleep by 8 a.m. and everybody's up watching TV or a movie and enjoying themselves, and you're not doing that because you have to get up at 3 a.m. Maybe that is not a good fit for your life at the moment, Conversely, if you're somebody where 3 to, noon is 3 a.m. to noon is your most productive time, then maybe you would work out during that time. It's not affecting anybody or anything else you want to do. Maybe that's okay. But if you're not a morning person and you're getting up at 3 a.m. and your life's just crammed with everything, you have to ask yourself, is that really working for you? So what would work for you? One thing I had to really come to terms with is when I had small, tiny kids that I can't maintain my running routine now because, these little people they need so much care, they need to be fed every so many hours and, all this other stuff, take naps, do this, do that. You're really kind of at the mercy of your infant's schedule and on your children's schedule, and I had to decide I would much rather do this parenting thing than be this runner right now. And I had to give that up for a while, or I did it very intermittently and nothing like I used to do, because it was more important to me to do these parent things, so you don't have to do it all. I think women especially feel like we have to do it all. We have to be it all. We have to, raise these kids, go to this job, look cute all the time, know everything, be witty at parties, then we have to be able to cook and do all these other things that's expected of women. But also we should be able to do these things that are traditionally male roles as well, because we need to do everything. And we get lost in all of that, trying to just prioritize what we really want to do in our lives. So when you're figuring out how much time or what your workout schedule will be like, really think about that. Do I want to wake up at 3 a.m. if it involves going to bed at 8, and then I miss quality time with everyone else because they're doing fun things, but I'm sleeping just so I can get up at 3 to work out? Maybe you need to change it around a little bit. Another thing that I did when I was a parent is, if you can do it with your kids, it's kind of fun, like, running with a jogging stroller, or when they get older, maybe they run with you, or you go on hikes, or it's a good time to kind of show them activities that might be helpful in their lives, and also help yourself out at the same time with some sort of workout. Like maybe it's hiking, maybe do yoga. A lot of people do yoga with their kids. Maybe it's just a walk around the neighborhood a couple times a day. Maybe they go to the playground and you walk around the playground, whatever it is, but finding the balance of what works for you and your lifestyle. It can also be like, for me, I'm really loving yoga right now because um, it really syncs up with what I'm learning about my personal journey and what I want to do in life and what my life beliefs are and who I am as a human being. Yoga really blends so well. Certain types of yoga, not all yoga, but certain types of yoga. And so I'm doing that. It kind of kills two birds with one stone in a way, in that I'm getting some sort of spiritual fulfillment here, but I'm also working out. But it's also, doing these other things that are part of my goal set, like upper body strength, flexibility, those types of things. So, it's looking at all the different modalities, all the different things you can do, and what works within your life and what gels with who you are as a person and where you're going and what you're doing. And can you do that? Kill two birds with one stone. Like oftentimes when I ran, I would listen to books on tape because I didn't really have time to read like I used to do at nighttime anymore, because now I'm doing homework and, watching a TV show with my kid or doing whatever it is that I want to do with them at nighttime, or doing laundry or whatever. So I didn't have that opportunity to read anymore. So I did it while I was running, you know. So you can also kind of do that, is figure out, where can I pack two things into one? Another cool thing I'm doing right now is walking the dog in every morning every afternoon at lunch, going on at least a 2-mile walk with the dog. And that's killing two birds with one stone, right? So things you can do like that to kind of sync up your life with your workout routine is really helpful. And really having a clear sense of, why are you working out anyway? What is your goal? What modalities are out there that you can tap into that will help you with that goal, and what do you enjoy? And is your workout fun? Whatever you're doing, do you get some sort of enjoyment, fulfillment out of it? Or is it just a burdensome chore? If it's a burdensome chore, you need to start looking at new things or different things. You need to change it up, do something different, or take a break, unless, as I said, you have to do something for your health. That is different. Then you consult your doctor and you come up with a game plan that works for your lifestyle, but if you're just trying to, lose a few pounds, or, get some muscle so you can do something else, really define what and why, and how much do you have to do, and what would that mean, and what else could you do to support that goal? Maybe there's other things, and how are you going to get your diet in a balance where you can still enjoy things you want, but also be healthy, eat healthy? Or, maybe your goal is to lose weight. How do you do that while you're balancing your diet so that you can have the cake at someone's wedding, or, whatever it may be, eat a loaf of bread? And what can you do? And you might have to go out and seek some knowledge. You might have to look at various books that are out there on eating healthy and piece together what you think will work for you. And those are some of the things I did to kind of get my workout life in balance. I think it's pretty balanced now. I also put caps on myself. Like, I only work out 4 days a week, because that leaves 3 completely free days to do anything else. And I won't be stressed about not working out, which I used to be all the time and still am. Like, if I can only work out 2 days a week, it's a little stressful for me. And I have to really do a lot of self-talk to feel okay that I didn't, totally work out to my goal for the week. I didn't go to 4 yoga classes that were at least an hour each, But I realized I really had to just kind of put parameters on working out, or it would get more and more, because I'm compete with myself in that strange way. Like, I started out going to the gym a half an hour, and then it was like 45 minutes, then it was an hour, then it was an hour and a half, then it was an hour and 45 minutes. And then I went like, wait, this is crazy. An hour and 45 minutes at the gym, like, calm down. But I realized that about myself, and I had to put parameters around my workout life. And you might have to do that too. That might be another thing when you're figuring out your schedule. Do you need to put boundaries around working out so that it doesn't get too over the top? Like, I'm only going to work out 4 days a week, and I'm only going to work out for an hour each time, and that's it. That's what I do. I mean, it's just a yoga class, whatever that is. And if you can't do it one week because you're sick, or someone in your family is sick, or you're on vacation, you're doing some good work elsewhere, and you can come back to working out. It's not like, the sky's going to fall or anything. If one week you don't work out at all because you were sick, and then the next week your kids were sick, so you didn't work out then, and then the next week you went on a business trip, it's okay. Just get back into your schedule when life settles down a little bit. But you have to give yourself those breaks now and again when you need to, because you'll keep at your workout routine or exercising if it fits into your life, if it's joyful, if it's something you look forward to. If it becomes a burden, it becomes harder and harder to maintain throughout your life. And what you're really looking for is just this healthy lifestyle change of, well, I'm a hiker. I usually hike about 4 times a week on local trails at the edge of my neighborhood. But there's some days I might only go on a hike once, or not even at all, if, say, it rained for 3 weeks straight, or I was out of town or something happened. But it doesn't make you not a hiker. You're still a hiker. You just took a little break. You're still a runner, even if you didn't run for 2 weeks because you were sick. You're still a runner, So it's just not being really hard on yourself about working out. But also, if you feel like there's these goals that you really want to get to, or you have to do it for your health or something like that, that to figure out what that balance is so you can reach those goals or maintain the healthy lifestyle that you're looking for. But also, we need to just cut ourselves some slack in that we're not all supposed to be walking around with, 0 body fat and 6 packs and, muscles everywhere. And, that would be boring if we all look the same. It's okay to be like, you know what? I look like this and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm at a point where I'm okay with it. Like, I'm never going to have a flat stomach, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I can eat bread, So, and I can eat cake, and, it's great. It's great. And I don't have to I no longer beat myself up if I can't make a workout day one day. I'm no longer, practically having a breakdown that I didn't work out one day for whatever reason, which I used to. Like, if I got stuck in traffic for a couple hours, I was flipped out, not because of traffic or that I needed to go home and do anything, but, this is when I'm supposed to be at the gym. I'm supposed to be at the gym at this time. It's just too much stress. Like, there needs to be a balance. Working out is supposed to be good for you. So if it's creating a lot of stress in your life, that's not good for you. So you need to find that balance of where it's good for you, but it's not bleeding into something else that's making it bad for you, like stress or anxiety or injury or, just being so worn out you can't enjoy anything else in life, or making it such a priority you can't enjoy anything else in life. those types of things. You need to find this place where your workout life can exist in some joy for yourself without having it bleed in negatively into other aspects of your life. And that's a real balancing act, and it'll change throughout time. You know, it might be that running 5 miles a day for 4 days a week is super, super great in the summertime when it doesn't get dark till 9 and it doesn't rain. But, you know, in December, things are going to have to change a little and it might be different. Or, you know, this might be great now, but once you have kids, there'll be something different, or change jobs, or whatever life throws at you might make it so that you have to go back and look at your workout routine and redesign it, or your diet and redesign it to fit into your life so that it makes your life better, not worse. So being healthy should make your life better, not worse. And that's the balancing act with those things. So I hope this kind of helped you a little bit to figure out, well, what should I do and what shouldn't I do? And if all else fails, just walk, like do little things like, I'll park in the back of the parking lot, so I have to walk a little bit further. Or like yesterday, I was at a yoga class and then I was going to do something else that was in the area, and I didn't want to just leave and come back because there was a 45-minute break in between. So I just went on this little walk in the neighborhood, and it was glorious, people, glorious, because like it's kind of springtime. All the flowers were budding. It had been raining here for a long time, so I hadn't really gone out in the neighborhood at all. And it was so beautiful, like just this communing with nature, for half an hour as I went on this little, walk around the neighborhood where I was. And I so appreciated it. And it so fed my soul, to just be out in nature. It smelled really good because it had just stopped raining. And, it's spring. It's the first day of spring. So everything's kind of budding out and looking beautiful and refreshed because of the rain. And, kind of looking at everybody's houses in a neighborhood I don't live in, so I don't see every day. And it was so nourishing, maybe that's your exercise, is a nourishing neighborhood walk, or a walk at lunchtime at work, or something like that. Something that just feeds your soul as well as your body. That's the goal with exercise, I think, at least for me. It's gotta tick more than one box, So I hope that works for you. It's really just taking some time to outline your exercise, workout routine, and diet. I think we just throw ourselves into what's out there and what we're supposed to be doing all the time. You get a gym membership and they tell you what you're supposed to be doing, and then that's what you do. There's a latest diet craze, everybody's doing it. That's what you do, without putting any time into or thought into, does this work for me? So put a little time and thought into it, make some lists, try and figure out what would work for you, and then try it out and tweak it. Like, you're going to try out this workout routine or time block that you put together, and you're going to have to tweak it. And it's going to always change because your life changes. Things are different. You're going to get bored with whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to want to do some other kind of workout or whatnot. And just know that you can change it. It's your workout. You could change it any day you want. You could do something different anytime you want. You can switch it up. You can stop for a while. You can do whatever you want. It's your workout, Just be clear about why you're doing it, what your parameters are, if it serves you. And then I think that's great. So I hope that works. Tell me how it goes. I would love to know, and know that I too am on this journey. We're in this together. I love you. I care about you. I support you. Let's do it. Take care.